Somebody asked me the other day, they said, Pastor Brinson, how is it that every time I see you, you're always praising God? I told them this. There's a story.
Hello, welcome to A Voice. I am Debra Brinson, and today I'm sitting in for my husband, Debra Brinson. And today I have a guest here who's going to give us a lot of information that's going to bless your heart today, especially those expected mothers. And today my guest is Mrs. Rochelle Fields. Mrs. Rochelle Fields, thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Being a part of A Voice today.
Thank you.
We're going to give a voice to those expected mothers because you are a lactation specialist and you are also a consultant.
Yes.
And so we want to talk about breastfeeding today and give out information to those expected mothers, those that have made a decision not to breastfeed, and then those that have made a decision that they will. And so I'm so thankful that you're here today to help inform the public, and we're going to dispel some myths out there, things that some young mothers have been told about other women's experiences that, you know, doesn't even apply, you know, to breastfeeding.
Right.
And so my first question to you is, what about the laws of the state of Mississippi? How does the laws of Mississippi apply to your position as a lactation specialist?
Good question. Well, Mississippi does have a breastfeeding law. They're giving moms the right to breastfeed wherever she may be at, that she's supposed to be at, with her blouse open or closed.
Okay.
And so there is a law here from Mississippi that moms can breastfeed their babies.
Okay, so that mom that is breastfeeding her baby doesn't have to worry about somebody coming up to arrest her for breastfeeding her baby out in the public. So are you saying that because you are a specialist and you have credentials, you have a degree in being a lactation specialist, so are you saying that a mother can go into a restaurant with her baby and she's eating and it's time for that baby to eat and she has the right to breastfeed her baby with her blouse opened or closed?
Yes, she has that right.
She has that right to do that. So that's awesome. And so we appreciate all of the information that you're going to share with us today. So one more question. Explain to our viewing audience the benefits, because we know that there are some benefits to breastfeeding.
There are great benefits to breastfeeding. If you look at Mississippi, we have one of the highest rate of obesity, diabetes, SIDS among African Americans, and so we're finding out through breastfeeding reduces all those things. So when mom breastfeed, it reduces mom's chance of getting breast cancer, ovarian cancer, osteoporosis, rheumatoid arthritis. Reduces depression when mom have their baby, postpartum depression. When mom have their baby, so have a lot of benefits for mom. Help mom body back into place faster.
Okay, so is that true that breastfeeding helps you lose weight?
Oh yeah,
or is that
true.
A myth?
No, it's not a myth. It's true.
It is true.
It's burning about 500 calories a day just by breastfeeding.
Just by breastfeeding.
When she's exclusive to breastfeeding.
Okay, and so you said that it also helps with the postpartum depression. Yes. Because having worked in that area of women, expected women, and their postpartum, I have seen women have this depression on them, and so breastfeeding will help them through that transition. That is awesome to know, because I think a lot of women can take that information and apply it and use that information. So when should a mom breastfeed?
In the beginning, when mom first have baby.
The very beginning, once the baby is born.
I tell moms, you know, you want to watch what medicine you take while you're in labor. You know, making sure that medication they give you, that you really need it. A lot of pain relief medicine kind of affect baby ability to breastfeed afterwards. So everything they give mom, it affect baby once baby is born. And so you want to just make sure that the medication they give you, you want to check it out before you get it. See, does it affect breastfeeding? epidural, different things like that affect baby. And so once baby is born, if everything is well with mom, everything is well with baby, they should lay baby right on mom's chest. It's called skin to skin.
Okay.
And researchers found out that that's what works. You know, skin to skin. Until baby latches on, baby go through 9 stages, you know, until they start latching onto the breast. And so if you leave mom and baby alone for that first hour until baby breastfeed, that's a good way to get breastfeeding off to a great start.
Okay, so tell me about some of those 9 stages. Give me some of those.
Babies do different stages. They crawl, they lick the breast, they smell the breast, and so there are different stages they go to until they eventually start latching on to the breast.
Okay, and so in other words, the baby is going to do what it was designed to do.
Amen.
And the mom's physical body, her breast, are going to do what it's designed to do.
Just right. You know, just like dog nurse their puppies, cat nurse their kittens. Well, God gave us breasts to breastfeed our babies. Right. And our body know that while you're pregnant, your body is going through different stages, producing that milk, getting that milk ready for that baby. Okay. And so when you have that baby, that milk going to come out.
Okay, that is awesome to know.
Yes.
Because you have, what about teenage moms? What about them? Are they able to breastfeed? Because you know, stats say that we're the highest in the nation for teenage pregnancies, and so we want to still be able to inform teenage moms.
Oh yes. Okay. Researchers found out that when teenage moms breastfeed, they're more likely not to get pregnant again. Because usually if you breastfeed and you know you have that baby with you, you have a bond between you and that baby. You know, usually people doing bottle, usually they're giving that baby to somebody, grandmother or cousin or someone, but usually they're breastfeeding, they have a bond, they have a building relationship with their baby. So they're not likely to go out there and do it again.
Wow.
Yes.
That is awesome. So what about some of the myths that are out there? Can you dispel some of those things that you've heard in your experience and your field of lactation specialist?
Yeah, I think a lot of things mom think that they can't go back to work and breastfeed. That's a myth. They think that well, if I start now that I won't be able to stop breastfeeding. But you can work and breastfeed. You can pump breast milk. And people doesn't realize that breast milk can last up to a year in a deep freezer.
Oh, wow. Okay,
6
I
months,
didn't know that.
Right, and 6 months in refrigerator freezer.
Okay.
And refrigerator itself up to 5 days. And long as it's nice and cool in room temperature up to 8 hours. Okay. And so it's not like formula. You don't have to shake it up or anything like that. So it's already ready for baby. Once you pump milk, it's already ready for baby to start drinking right then. And so mom can pump and work. Okay. You know, and a lot of myths is people think, well, certain kind of food I can't eat, but you can eat anything. You know, if you eat anything and baby doesn't like it, well, baby will fuss. Baby tell you doesn't like it.
The baby will tell you that it does not like it.
Right.
Them greens you eat.
Right.
Really.
Right.
Okay, so the baby will just be fussy and won't want to latch on.
Well, it would fuss after you ate. You know, maybe a couple of hours later, it probably fuss. You know, let you know that it didn't like that. And mom was, you know, mom's always watching their babies, so they're getting a bond, so they're watching their baby. They're, you know, and so they kind of know what baby doesn't like.
Okay, that's awesome to know. Yeah. So we're going to dispel a lot of myths today.
Yes.
And so I really appreciate all of the information. There are a couple of things that you said that I didn't even know about.
Yes.
And so, and by me not knowing, and you're passing, we want to pass this information on to our viewing audience. So I really appreciate you being here.
Oh, thank you.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with some more information on lactation and breastfeeding. Thank you so much. Thank you for staying with us. I am Debra Brinson, and I'm sitting in today for my husband, Terrell Brinson. And my guest today is Mrs. Rochelle Fields. She is a lactation consultant and specialist. And so thank you for all of the information that you've given us so far, Ms. Rochelle Fields. And one of the things that I wanted to ask you earlier was, how in the world did you get involved with breastfeeding? You have such a passion for it, so tell us, where did that passion come from?
Well, I just think that when I had my daughter, just something I wanted to do was to breastfeed my baby. And then when a job came available, I'm like, wow, I think I want to do that.
Okay.
And so I just had a passion for it since then.
Okay. And so the need for a specialist is a wide open field.
Yes, yes.
So tell me about that.
Right. In Mississippi, we have one of the lowest rate of breastfeeding among the nation.
Okay.
And so the need is so there to educate moms about breastfeeding.
Right.
You know, we have to really, when moms go to the doctor, to their doctor's appointment, the doctors and stuff, they need to have image available where mom can see breastfeeding.
Okay.
You know, because if mom never seen her mom breastfed or her aunt, so they really don't know that breastfeeding is the best way to go. And so you really have to educate moms to breastfeed, and fathers. You know, really have to educate the whole family. That support system is so needed for moms to breastfeed. Okay. And so it's more like a foreign language when you talk about breastfeeding here in Mississippi.
Yeah, exactly. Like a foreign language, you're right.
So if you look at other states, they're breastfeeding. They're much healthier than the state of Mississippi. And so researchers found out that if we was to breastfeed, we have breastfed babies have a much higher IQ than formula-fed baby has. They're less sickly. And so it has a lot of benefits to breastfeeding for babies also.
For babies, yeah. We talked about the benefits for the mother.
Yes.
So the benefits, some of the benefits for the baby would be that the baby is less likely to develop colds and
ear infection.
So when that baby is born, and earlier you said that the baby needed to be skin to skin to the mom. What is that baby getting from the first latching on? I guess that's for a better word. Is it the milk that's coming at that time, or is it something else?
Oh yes, colostrum. That's what comes out first.
Colostrum. Okay.
We have a lot of antibodies in it, which fight against a lot of infection. You know, research has shown that babies that are breastfed in the first year of life reduce their chance of dying. And so it has a lot of benefits to breastfeeding, because a lot of germs in the hospital. And so when mom breastfeeds, she reduces her baby's chance of catching all those things. You want that breast milk to be the first thing to hit that baby gut. It's breast milk. And not none other form, anything else to hit the baby gut but breast milk.
Okay, so would it be safe to say that breastfeeding helps to build their immune system?
Oh yes. Okay. I tell mom the same thing, that keep you from catching a lot of germs because your immune system is built up. So when you breastfeed your baby, you're building up your baby's immune system. It reduces your baby's chance of catching a lot of colds, allergies, ear infection, of type 1, type 2 diabetes, cancer. So a lot of things are reduced when mom breastfeeds, and it stays in baby's system as they grow through life. You know, fight against a lot of infection. Okay,
you said something about the baby's IQ. How does breastfeeding affect the baby's IQ?
I tell mom, which one you think is smarter, you or a cow?
Okay.
Of course, we're smarter than the cow.
Awesome, yeah.
So of course, breastfed babies will be smarter than a formula-fed baby, because you know formula is going to come from a cow or a plant. You know, soy from the plant and regular formula from the cow. And so it's best to give our baby our milk.
Okay.
Have a high IQ.
Well, this is my own personal opinion. It doesn't have anything to do with the station or anything, but I'm not a milk drinker myself. And I tell people milk are for cows. It's for their cows, not for me. So I don't drink.
And
I don't drink milk. You know? So you're saying that a breastfed baby receives way more benefits than that baby would receive from other means of getting milk.
Oh yes, because milk doesn't make milk. So
milk doesn't make milk.
Milk doesn't make breast milk. And so by mom breastfeeding, you know, our milk is best than any other milk. You know, because that's why our body produces milk, is to give it to our baby. You know, so I tell moms, you know, what you gonna do with your milk then? If you give your baby cow milk, what you gonna do with your milk you got?
What's happening with your milk? That's
and so you want to give your baby your milk, and so then mom have a little idea. Okay, that's why God made this breast. That's why my body produces milk. Yes, to feed your baby.
Okay, so how do we get this word out so that young mothers can make informed decisions about taking care of their babies in a very healthy way? You know, especially with breastfeeding. How can we get the word out? Well, let me ask you this before you tell me that. Do you do workshops Do you do anything like that?
Yes, workshop, presentations, health fairs.
Wow, that's awesome.
And it was schools, go to the schools.
Okay, you go
daycares.
Okay, so
workplace.
you can go into a public school with this information?
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yes. You know, I did one time at with a daycare, with preschool, and I'm like, Lord, okay, how can I tell these 4-year-old, 5-year-old about breastfeeding? And like praying. And so the guy gave me, so I asked the kids, I say, okay, who have a dog? Who have a cat? I do. So I said, okay, when your dog have puppies and your cat have kittens, how do they feed those babies? Wow. They feed their babies. I said, great. I said, well, mamas have something they can feed their babies with too.
Wow.
And then I'm like, I say, so when mamas breastfeed, their babies are much healthier. Who want to be healthier? Me.
Wow.
Who want to be smart? Me. I said, good, so you should breastfeed. I said, you have a human mama, and you have a mama gonna have a human baby. And that human baby need human milk.
Wow, that's awesome. So you go into places, daycare centers, and talk to children as young as 4.
Yes.
Wow.
And you'd be surprised how kids can grasp onto that.
Wow.
So it's amazing. So it starts when they're little, to really put in their mind that it's nothing nasty. It's what God has created. It's why your body have a breast. It's to breastfeed your baby, and it produces good milk for your baby to be healthier and smart. Because formulas only give you food, but breast milk give you medicine and food.
That's awesome. That's awesome to know.
So it's really good.
It is very good.
Yes.
Breastfeeding, teaching a child at a young age about breastfeeding. So do you have small boys in the class, or is it just?
Oh, it's both.
It's both.
It's boys and girls.
Because they both need to be informed.
Right.
Just like the fathers need to be informed too. So I appreciate that.
Yes.
Well, we've got to go to another break.
Okay.
And so we're going to come right back with Ms. Rochelle Fields, and we're going to continue to talk about breastfeeding. We are back. Thank you so much for staying with us. I am Debra Brinson. I'm sitting in today for my husband, Terrell Brinson. And we're going to continue to talk with our special guest today. Her name is Mrs. Rochelle Fields, and she is a lactation specialist and consultant. So, Ms. Fields, the other question that I had for you before we went to break is, who needs to be telling moms about breastfeeding?
Good questions. When mom go to the doctor, I would like a program to be in the school system also about breastfeeding. That would be
awesome.
Yes, that it can be part of their curriculum about breastfeeding, that it's a natural thing to breastfeed their baby.
Okay.
You know, as they go to the doctor, images of pictures in the doctor's office, when they see their OBGYN, he can be telling them, or she can be telling them about breastfeeding and the benefits of it. Because usually people listen to their doctor when they go to the doctor about breastfeeding.
That's great,
You know, because it's hard to breastfeed if somebody is giving you coupons for formula. You know, so some people have two-way street, it can't be. And so you really have to educate moms about the benefit of it. And there also is a risk of using formula, because when you use formula, it's going to increase those colds, allergies, ear infection, type 1, type 2 diabetes for babies. It's going to increase mom chances of getting breast cancer, ovarian cancer, osteoporosis when you use formula. So breast milk decreases it and formula increases it.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so do you know some of the ingredients that are in the formulas that are being fed to babies that are harmful? Do you know any ingredients?
Well, once you look in the back of a formula can, it's going to tell you some of the ingredients. It's a whole lot of ingredients. And there's
probably a lot of ingredients that you can't even pronounce the name of it. So, so I'm into this reading ingredients on reading the labels on just about everything that I purchase now, because you've got so much, you know, that are in foods. And I can remember when I first just began to have a desire to lose weight, I was told to read the labels, look at the carbs in it, look at the fiber in it, see how much sugar is in it. And I was also told that the best way to, shop for your grocery items or whatever.
Yes.
When you stay on the outer perimeter of a grocery store,
Yes.
what do you find? The first thing that you see is mostly fruits, and you got your meats, and then you have your dairy, then you got your protein, and then you're all the way, like on the other side of the store where they have your breads.
Right.
And staying in those areas of a grocery store will help you make better choices.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, the ingredients, some of the ingredients in formula would be not be good for the physical body of the baby would be what some of the
you can look at on powder formula. It's not sterile, and so on a can of powder formula, it may have, if you read this really small print, it may contain bacteria, and so powder is not sterilized, and so powder formula can be hazard to the baby already, and so that's why you want to breastfeed. But if you look on a can of formula, you can find out what's in it. But breast milk has over 100,000 components. Formula may have about 45 or 50.
Wow.
And so over 100,000. Wow.
Really?
What a blessing.
I know, right? Who wouldn't want to give their baby all of those benefits?
Yeah. And so I think a lot of times people just don't know.
Yeah.
And so we really have to get the education out there for Mississippi to have a much healthier state.
Yes.
Breastfeeding is the first place to start. It's to nurse your baby to have a healthier Mississippian.
Right.
And
then too, knowledge is power.
Yes.
When you have information that could benefit decision making, informed information, or I like to say truth. Right. Because the truth, makes you make better decisions. In every area of your life. Right. So I appreciate that. What about the support? How would you tell a mom, she may be by herself, with no support. What would you say to her? Right.
Well, research has shown support. It helps mom breastfeed and help them breastfeed for a longer period of time. Support, support of that dad, support of that father, that mother, that grandparent, that cousin, that friend. So I tell moms, you want to be around somebody that support you with breastfeeding. Because if you're around somebody that's negative against it, they'll soon quit or they won't even start.
That's not just in breastfeeding.
Life.
That's life in general.
Yes.
Negativity is detrimental. I think that's my own personal opinion.
Yes.
In speaking into somebody's life.
Right.
Because the mind, you got to remember that our thought process, if you're around negativity all the time, what are you going to be? You're going to be negative. So I appreciate all of the information that you've given today to help inform the public, especially expectant mothers that have just been told all kind of stuff that is not good as it relates to taking care of their baby in a way that their baby will receive the benefits of breastfeeding. I'm thankful for that. What about how will we've got a lot of people that are probably watching this broadcast, and they would like to know more information about breastfeeding. So do you have some other avenues that they can check into aside of contacting you?
Oh yes, the American Academy of Pediatrics.
American Academy of Pediatrics.
Yes, the ones that make the guidelines for their doctor. In their research, they found out that babies mom needs to breastfeed up to 6 months. Exclusive breastfeeding, have a normal, healthy baby. Not 6 days, not 6 weeks, but 6 months. In their research, and found out that they give only mama's milk. Baby be healthy.
That's exclusive.
Exclusive, with nothing else.
With nothing else.
But mother's milk. And after 6 months, they can start using complementary food, baby food after then. And they can continue to breastfeed as long as mom and baby wants to breastfeed.
What's the longest length of time that you've known a mother to breastfeed?
Oh, some mom breastfeed for a long time.
Don't tell me 3 or 4 years. That baby child 3 or 4 years old.
Yes,
I'm like,
it's much healthier. If you look at other countries, they breastfeed longer and they're much healthier.
Okay.
You know, we look at Mississippi because we see the breast as a sex thing, and people doesn't see it as a food.
Wow.
You know, when they sell a car, they have a lady breast out. They sell a pair of shoes, they have a lady breast out.
Okay.
You know, so we kind of see the breast as a sex object, but it's not. It's food for the baby.
Okay, Ms. Rochelle, do you have any contact information that you like to release so that people can contact you?
Yes, they can contact me at my phone number is 601-540-2605. My email address is bfrochellefields@gmail.com, or you can go to my website at Mississippi Enjoys Breastfeeding, shalom.weber.com.
Thank you so much for coming and being a part
You're welcome.
of this program today. And I'd also like to thank the viewing audience for staying with us. And I hope that you've been informed today. God bless.